My name is Joan Marin. I'm the current president of the NEF Board of Directors. So on behalf of all the Board of Directors and Directors Emeritus, many of whom are with us this evening, I'd like to welcome you all to our celebration of the honoring our 2020 NEF scholars, and to thank you all for attending. So I think that many of you have some experience with NEF, but Nurses Educational Funds, Inc., or NEF as we call it, is an organization with a long-standing and a very, very singular mission and focus. For more than 100 years, NEF has been dedicated to a single effort, and that effort is focused on raising funds and distributing scholarships to nurses pursuing their master's and doctoral degrees in nursing. And among us tonight, we have board members and we have members emeritus who have and continue to work tirelessly to achieve and sustain the NEF values of excellence, scholarship, diversity, and stewardship, which is a really important aspect that enables us to continue giving, nurturing our fund and giving scholarships to nurses pursuing their advanced degrees. And we cherish the commitment of the board and their hard work. So I'd like to introduce the NEF board members and members emeritus. And if you would, as I call your name, if you'd wave or do something so that people, others in the audience can see who you are. So we have Cynthia Skulko, our vice president of the board of directors. We have Rebecca Eddy, our secretary. I know I saw Rebecca earlier sign on. There she is. We have Joan Arnold, who's our treasurer. I know Joan has signed on as well. Is Susan Bauer-Ferris on yet? I don't see her yet. Kathleen Dershel is supposed to be here, but I'm not sure she's signed on yet. Craig Donner, Sarah Garrity are going to be participating. Are either of them on the signed into the event yet? I know I saw Maddie Mezzi a little earlier. There's Maddie. Roseanne Rasso mentioned earlier that she's on the phone.
Hi, everybody.
Larry Siegel here. Roy, of course, we heard from. He's a hero. He's our hero tonight after making it after his procedure earlier today. Thank you, Roy. Madeline Sujimoto is going to be on by phone as well. I don't know, Madeline, if you're with us yet. Edwige Thomas will be joining us. I'm not sure if she's here yet. Judy Vesey, I know I saw earlier, is with us as well. And Victoria Weiss, I believe, will be signing in. We have several of our emeritus board members with us as well. Harriet Feldman from Pace University, I saw you earlier. Maggie McClure is supposed to be joining us this evening. I hope she will. She's also our 2020 NEF honoree. And Rita Reese-Wazorek, who is participating also. And so again, we really appreciate all the board's work and effort. We also have a number of deans and vice deans and department chairs or directors attending this evening. And these are, of course, the nursing leaders who support and who enhance our NEF vision and who prepare and nurture our future nursing leaders who are participating with us. And they do that for all practice settings. And we thank you as well for your work and for your support of NEF and its scholars. So I'd like to introduce you as well. And if you would wave or do something to indicate who you are when I call out your name, that would be great. And we have with us this evening, Tanya Sudia. Is Tanya here? Who is the Dean at Augusta University College of Nursing. We have Bernadette Hendricks, who is supposed to be participating. I'm not sure if Bernadette is here yet. Director of the Nurse Anesthesia Program at Barnes Jewish College, Goldfarb School of Nursing. We have Lorraine Fraser, who introduced herself earlier, who is the Dean of Columbia University School of Nursing. And we have Judy Honig, who is the Vice Dean at Columbia University School of Nursing. We have Linda McCauley, the Dean at Emory University, Nell Hodgson Woodruff School of Nursing, and both Columbia and Emory have 2 scholars with us or being honored this evening. Joan Slager, I'm pretty sure I saw Joan earlier, is the Dean of the Frontier Nursing University, which has 3 scholars who have won awards, and Lisa Chappelle, Chair of the Department of Family Nursing at Frontier Nursing University. We have Patricia Davidson, who should be with us as well. Great, Patricia. And Patricia is the Dean at Johns Hopkins University School of Nursing, and we have 6 2020 scholars from Johns Hopkins. Kathleen O'Connell was, I know we saw her earlier. She is the professor and program director of the nursing education program at Teachers College, Columbia University. We have 1 scholar from Teachers College. And we have Sonia Harden, Dean of the Louisville School of Nursing. We have 1 scholar there as well. And Joan Vitello Chichu, Dean of the University of Massachusetts, Worcester Medical School, Graduate School of Nursing. It should be joining us as well. And I didn't mention earlier that both from Augusta University and the Barnes Jewish College, Goldfarb School of Nursing, we have 1 scholar each also. So a lot of different schools represented, and we really appreciate the deans and other educational administrators and leaders being with us this evening. And then finally, of course, we have our 2020 scholars with us, and you are the core of what we do, the very reason that NEF exists, and you represent the future hope of our great profession, and you're already making and continuing to make your leadership felt in education, administration, service delivery, research, and we congratulate and we thank all of you for what you do, what you'll continue to do as you progress through your educational programs, and what you'll contribute to our profession as you move on in your work going forward. So what I neglected to mention earlier when I introduced the board of directors is we have actually 2 former scholars. We have Nancy Rockline, who is the outgoing NEF Circle of Scholars liaison to the board of directors. So Nancy, if you'd say hello or wave so we can see who you are. And we have Jennifer Whitwall, who is the NEF Circle of Scholars liaison to the board, who's the incoming person who will be working with the board in the coming year. Now, Nancy is also being the outgoing scholar liaison to our board. She is a 2-time NEF scholarship winner, both while she was studying for her master's degree and for her PhD. And she is the founder of the Circle of Scholars and contributes significantly, continuing to its development. It was sort of her brainchild, and she, on an ongoing basis, contributes to the continued development of the Circle of Scholars. So she is going to introduce our scholars this evening and allow each of you to say a few words about what it is you're focused on. So Nancy, I turn it over to you.
Thank you, Joan, and always thank you to NEF. My warmest congratulations to this year's NEF scholars. It's an exciting thing. I know that personally. One of the things that I've been very glad to be a part of is we have developed an NEF pin. And so I'm very tremendously excited tonight to be part of the inaugural pinning. So if all of the scholars would allow the person that they brought with them to this celebration to place their pin on them, we'll allow a minute for you all to do that. or pin yourself, whichever you might do. It gives me great pleasure to introduce each scholar by name, and then I will have each scholarship recipient tell us a little bit about themselves and their work. Without further ado, I'd like to introduce you to our first scholar, Michael McLean.
Hello, my name is Bernadette Henriks. I'm the program director for the nurse anesthesia program, and I'm honored to give this pin to Mike McLean, my student. He received his BS in biology and zoology in 2006, then went back and got his BSN. He worked in the ICU, in trauma neuro ICU after graduation, and then started our program in fall 2019. So he has another year in the program. So I'm excited that he got this scholarship, or grant, I should say, and I'm going to pin it on his shirt. It's not cooperating.
So yeah, I guess I should chime in. I obviously go to school here at Goldfarb School of Nursing. We're affiliated with the Washington University School of Medicine here in St. Louis. And I'm studying to be a nurse anesthetist, and I'll be done sometime next year. So a quick background, I got into this profession really after my younger brother unfortunately passed away from cancer. And it's just kind of been my mission ever since to help other people who aren't having their best day, just to take the best care of them I can. And as an anesthetist, I'll be able to hopefully relieve some pain, not just preoperatively, but hopefully opioid free. That's my goal. And so this scholarship's meant just an absolute ton to me. It's been financially very difficult to make this happen. I'm married, I've got 3 small kids, and just making ends meet, being in school full time with no ability to work, it's tough. So thank you so much for putting this together, and appreciate it.
Thank you, Michael, and the very best of luck to you and success. Alicia Bomani.
Hi, everyone. My name is Alicia. I'm the current recipient of the Eleanor C. Lambertson Scholarship. It is a complete honor to receive this scholarship. Coming from a background as a first-generation college student, a single-parent household, it is an honor to receive this. I earned my BSN at Emory in 2016, and I'm currently a population health DNP student with a dual specialty focus in both family and emergency nurse practitioner. For more than 2 years, I have been working and living in Korog, Tajikistan, while also pursuing my DNP to study and implement a curriculum that's focused on patient safety and effective clinician-to-clinician communication. My goal is to work with healthcare institutions worldwide, including impoverished Muslim countries where there's significant lack of access and resources, to advance the training of medical professionals. And I hope that my contributions in this field will result in improved quality care. I plan on using the funding that I received from this to continue my efforts to mobilize global evidence in clinician-to-clinician communication, especially in these low-resource countries. And I want to address the very specific practice needs of Tajikistan itself. It's a very, very poor country. And, one of the biggest stories I can say is from the start of my project, when I first encountered these clinicians, they were charting on napkins, like literal napkins, And now it has transformed into a project where now they have effective clinician skill set and a toolkit using structured communication such as SBAR, SOAP-Note, huddles, and enhancing access to resources such as like an online tool set such as using UpToDate. So I hope to continue on the trajectory of scholarship, leadership, research, and most importantly, mobilizing like global evidence and becoming a nursing thought leader, not just in nursing in the US, but globally in the entire country, in the entire world. Yeah. Thank you all.
How exciting. Much success to you. And next, I'd like to introduce Melissa Condren.
Hi, everyone. My name is Melissa Condren. I live in Connecticut. and I'm a full-time pediatric nurse practitioner working in pediatric otolaryngology, or ENT, at Connecticut Children's Medical Center in Hartford. I completed my bachelor's degree in allied health sciences from the University of Connecticut, and then I went on to obtain my accelerated master's degree from Yale University. And I am currently completing my DNP degree through the University of Massachusetts Medical School, Graduate School of Nursing, and my dean is here, so thank you so much. I'm on track to graduate with my DNP degree this May, which is very exciting. I'm currently in the process of collecting data for my DNP scholarly project, which involves providing standardized tracheostomy go bags to tracheostomy-dependent children within our practice. Go bags are critical to patient safety as they're designed to remain with the patient at all times and contain necessary supplies that are easily accessible in the event of an emergency. So we're currently distributing newly designed go bags to caregivers of patients and assisting with supply organization. And we're hoping that these new go bags will be easier for caregivers to bring with them on the go and organized appropriately so supplies can be quickly found in the event of an emergency. Once I graduate with my DNP degree this spring, I plan to continue to work on quality improvement projects in my clinical setting that will improve things like patient care, patient safety, and provider satisfaction. As I gain more experience, I hope to step into a position of nursing leadership within my institution and begin teaching nursing students at the undergraduate and graduate levels. I feel very lucky to have learned from amazing professors, preceptors, and mentors throughout my nursing education, so I absolutely want to give back to our nursing community. To be named the recipient of the M. Louise Fitzpatrick Nursing Scholarship means the world to me. After learning about the many accomplishments and societal contributions of the late Dr. Fitzpatrick, I'm truly grateful to receive the award in her honor. I will honor her legacy by giving back to our incredible and strong nursing community and by continuing to positively impact the lives of others. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Melissa. Congratulations. And next we have Andrew Corley, and this is Andrew's third scholarship from NEF. Andrew?
It is indeed. Hi, my name is Andrew Corley. I am the recipient this year of the Henry B. Spencer Memorial Scholarship. I am a PhD candidate at Johns Hopkins School of Nursing, the same school that I earned my BSN and combination MSN MPH at. My research examines how within families living in the Eastern Democratic Republic of the Congo, which is a post-conflict setting, how parents' attitudes toward gender norms and gender equality can influence the health and well-being of their early adolescent children, and how these parental attitudes can really shape the thoughts of their early adolescence in regards to gender norms, and how these influence sort of the scope of what they believe is capable in terms of behaviors, attitudes, and rewards that they can seek throughout their entire lives. After I finish this program, I'm really open to exploring a number of different career paths. I really enjoy both research and teaching, and so I could certainly imagine myself applying for a research track position at a school of nursing, and hopefully devote myself to partnering with local stakeholders in global health efforts in researching how to deliver gender transformative health and economic empowerment programs to adolescents and to their families living in sub-Saharan Africa. I'm also interested in perhaps non-academic career tracks, things perhaps with the federal government, or maybe even with non-governmental organizations engaged in global health efforts. As was mentioned, I am the recipient of several NEF scholarships, all of which have helped to ease the burden of my education and training. And for that, I'm profoundly grateful to NEF. This organization's support has really meant the world to me.
Thank you, Andrew. What important work. Good luck to you. And next, I'd like to introduce Jennifer Del Monte.
Hi, my name is Jenny. I'm currently in year 2 of 3 of the Pediatric Critical Care Clinical Nurse Specialist Doctor of Nursing Practice program at Johns Hopkins. I see Dr. Davidson's on here, our dean, so thank you so much for joining. I'm originally from the Philadelphia area, but right now I'm in San Diego with my fiance, and I work on the cardiothoracic ICU at Rady Children's Hospital, which is the main hospital, pediatric hospital here. I'm extremely honored to have received the American Journal of Nursing Thelma Shore Scholarship. I grew up with a mother who's a nurse, and I am continuously inspired by the influence that we as nurses have on the quality of care that patients receive. With the help of this scholarship, my goal is to play a strong role in the world of quality improvement and evidence-based practice as a clinical nurse specialist in order to improve patient outcomes. I have a strong interest in the pediatric critical care I have a strong interest in the pediatric critical care population, particularly patients with congenital heart defects. I'm currently working on projects related to sedation use and delirium screening. I'm extremely honored and thank you for your time.
Thank you so much, and good luck to you in your work. The next scholar is Jessica Dillard Wright.
Hi, thank you so much. I'm Jess. I am a PhD candidate, or maybe conferee. I defended my dissertation last week at Augusta University in Augusta, Georgia. Thank you. It's weird to be on this side of things. And my dissertation study was historical research on an organization called Cassandra Radical Feminist Nurses Network, which is a little activist cell that was around from 1982 until 1989. And my endeavor in studying the history of nursing is to help us understand where we've been, figure out where we are now, and help guide us toward a more just, equitable future for our discipline. I'm grateful to NEF for the scholarship opportunities that I received, the Margaret Gould Tyson and Judith G. Whitaker Memorial Awards. I'm completely honored and delighted to be a part of this group, and it has enabled me to access resources that I would never have been able to without this kind of funding. In my future career path, I intend to continue to work toward building a portfolio of research on the history of nursing, in particular focusing on radical and queer communities in nursing. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, and good luck in your work.
Thank you.
Scholar, and I'm almost there, so I'm a little jealous. The PhD, our interests intersect a little bit. The next scholar is Ashley Gresh.
Hi, everyone. I'm the recipient of the Isabel Hampton Robb Scholarship. I'm very honored to be here tonight. I am a third-year PhD candidate at the Johns Hopkins School of Nursing. I'm a trained nurse and midwife, and my doctoral work focuses on global women's health and specifically postpartum care. So the reason why I chose to focus on postpartum care was based on clinical experience and some extensive literature reviews that really shows that postpartum care is often neglected in the care continuum. And a lot of research, I think, needs to be focused there because it's such a critical phase in the life course of women and infants that can set the stage for long-term health. So what my dissertation is specifically doing is we're adapting and implementing a group healthcare model for postpartum and well child care in Blantyre District, Malawi. And so we've seen in research before that prenatally group care is very successful in yielding positive outcomes. And there's some preliminary research in the postpartum well child care. So I'm hoping that my formative work will help to lay the groundwork to potentially, hopefully, if we have positive results, transform the way that we deliver and integrate maternal and child health to lead to better outcomes. So in the future, I hope to be a faculty member at a research intensive university so that I can teach and do research and lay the foundation for a career in nursing research. The scholarship has really meant so much to me. I'm really honored to be among a phenomenal group of scholars, and I couldn't do all of the research without it. So I'm extremely appreciative. So thank you all so much.
Thank you. What interesting work. Good luck to you. And the next scholar is Carrie Henry.
Hi, I'm happy to be with y'all tonight. Thank you so much for arranging all of this, even though we can't be together in person. I know that was quite a tall order. My background is midwifery as well. I'm a nurse midwife who decided to go back and get her PhD. So I have my undergraduate degree from the University of Alabama and my master's from the Medical University of South Carolina. And I'm currently a fourth year PhD candidate at Emory University. My interest is in the recovery and healing of mothers following a fetal loss. And so my dissertation study focuses on how Black mothers cope with fetal loss, specifically stillbirth. I'm currently collecting data for that study, and so plan to be finished with data collection shortly and be able to graduate in May, at which point I'll be ready to continue that program of research with the long-term goal of developing an intervention or program, or depending on what I find, but developing some help for mothers in that situation following a fetal loss. I plan to be faculty in a school of nursing and do some research and some teaching and see what happens. I'm so honored to have received the Miriam M. Powell Scholarship. I'm so grateful to Ms. Powell for her donation that's made this scholarship possible. It's been a game changer for me this year for sure. I have not had to worry about funding for my study. I've had the money to do what I needed to do in terms of recruiting and providing participation incentives for my participants. It's also taken a lot of the pressure off my need to work this year, quite frankly. I have 3 school-aged children who are not doing any of their schoolwork at their school. And so that's created some pressure for me as their mother, and I'm sure some of y'all have similar stories. So I'm very thankful for the scholarship. It's enabling me to actually move ahead on my dissertation, which is easier said than done in many circumstances. Thank you so much.
My name is Jade Montes Chapman. I am the proud recipient of the Laura D. Smith National Student Nurse Association Scholarship. I am a PhD candidate at the University of Louisville School of Nursing. My dissertation focuses on addressing health promotion and disease prevention in vulnerable populations, the development of strategies to increase nursing workforce diversity. My long-term professional goals involve becoming a nurse leader, affecting health policy by applying scientific knowledge as a tenured professor. I want to recruit and educate future nurses, ensuring they have the support to be successful and prepared for real-world nursing by identifying barriers they face and implementing interventions to overcome those barriers. I also want to address the complex health needs of diverse and dynamic populations by developing classroom environments that foster intellectual inquiry, passion, and commitment to underserved communities by advancing nursing science. As I enter my final year, this scholarship will help alleviate some financial burden related to dedicating time towards completing my dissertation. Thank you for selecting me as a 2020-2021 NEF doctoral degree scholarship recipient.
Good afternoon. It is an honor to be here as the first recipient of the Margaret McClure Scholarship Award through Nurses Educational Funds. My name is Rebecca Hill. I am a current PhD candidate at the Boston College William F. Connell School of Nursing. My research interests are around the identification of symptoms of problematic feeding in infants diagnosed with tongue tie. While it is a mild congenital anomaly, it can have significant implications on a successful feeding relationship and the formation of a positive bond between a mother and her newborn baby in the immediate postpartum period. And I know this through my personal experience with my 3 own children that were diagnosed with tongue tie. When I became knowledgeable about the anomaly and researched what was out there to date, what I saw was that the evidence was poor, the rigor of the research was low, and more needed to be done to support this mother-baby dyad that may be struggling to feed. So I pursued my studies as a PhD student, and here I am. To date in my tenure, I have published 5 manuscripts on the topic, with another 2 currently under review, and my dissertation data collection phase will be completed in the next few weeks. Truly, this scholarship has allowed me to stay on track to graduate in May of 2021, providing funding specifically to secure childcare during a global pandemic, pay tuition in my 4th year of studies, and provide some financial support to the practice that I'm collecting data in Albany, New York. I truly hope to advance the state of the science around this important topic and improve the care for the mother-infant dyad, decrease feeding difficulties in babies with tongue tie, and advance healthcare policy with the hope of eventual universal screening for this anomaly prior to postpartum discharge. Dr. McClure, I really, truly could not thank you enough for this scholarship award. I absolutely will pay this forward in my education endeavors in my own practice as a nurse educator, teaching the future nurses, as a researcher for many years to come, and as a donor to nurses' educational funds. Thank you so very much for your support and for your confidence in me to become a scholar and a doctorally prepared nurse very, very soon. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I would like to now introduce Ms. Joanne Hill.
Hello, my name is Joanne Hill. I am currently a doctoral nurse candidate at the U of M nursing school. When I am in right now I'm in my last year of my DNP program. And I always had hope to lead and educate third world nurses in leadership skills. And I've done about 9 or 10 mission trips to Africa, to the Philippines, and that was always my goal. However, 2020 came, and the 2 mission trips I was supposed to go on this year got sidetracked, which lined up with the last year of my DNP project. So as nurses do, I adjusted, and I started doing some community health work, arranging with the U of M Medical Center COVID tests at my church, and kind of got involved in population health and decided to, during the summer of this year, add a master's of public health to my DNP, and really have got involved in church-based health promotion. I will be starting my DNP project in January, which involves bringing a mobile vision health van to churches in the community to improve the disparities in vision health for African Americans. So I look forward to doing that. And I kind of had an untraditional way. I was an LPN, then I was a 2-year RN, a 4-year RN, then I got my master's degree, and I currently actually work as a nurse anesthetist, but looking to go part-time doing that, and also doing population health, working to decrease disparities across Minnesota.
Thank you, Joanne. What a terrific career and what interesting work. Good luck to you. And now I can introduce Sydney Rachel Kennedy, and she can tell us about her work.
Hi, everyone. My name is, I go by Rachel Kennedy.
Okay.
My first name is Sydney too, so I'll respond to either. I am a PhD candidate at the Johns Hopkins School of Nursing. I, before this, received my dual MSN and PH at Johns Hopkins, which allowed me to focus on intimate partner violence, mental health, and digital dating abuse, in which I learned a lot about the role of social media and technology and relationships, which led into my dissertation, which is on digital dating violence and adolescent mental health. I'm very honored to receive the Madeline A. Nagel Scholarship, which has allowed me to really implement this dissertation, where I'm doing a mixed method study working with adolescents, both here in Maryland, as well as doing a secondary analysis of a large RCT that is currently ongoing. And so I'm very grateful to be a part of this group of scholars. I'm very excited to have a future career in research, where hopefully I can become a faculty member at a research-intensive university and continue this research around intimate partner violence, digital dating abuse, and adolescent health in particular. Thank you.
Thank you, Rachel. From what I'm hearing tonight, I think maybe our faculty shortage is going to be okay. There's a lot of future professors out there. The next person, the next scholar has submitted a video, Silvia Mensah.
Hello, everyone. My name is Silvia Mensah. I am in the DNP Adult General Nurse Practitioner programs at Hopkins. I graduated May of 2021. After graduating, my goal is to work in an underserved area caring for the elderly who have multiple comorbidities. I would like to thank NEF for this scholarship. I truly appreciate it. It helps for me to obtain more clinical hours, to increase my competencies, and also it allows for me to focus on my scholarly projects and partake in other research projects that are very dear to my heart. Once again, NEF, thank you so much, and can't wait for future collaborations with you. Thank you.
Wonderful. And now I'd like to introduce Wayne Quashie.
Hi, everyone. I'm a doctoral student in nursing education at Teachers College at Columbia University. Even though I live in the best borough in New York, which is Brooklyn, I've worked as a CNS for 15 years at Memorial Sloan Kettering Cancer Center, where I work really significantly with a lot of patients in neuro-oncology. So my dissertation is really focused on simulation, and I really have a great interest in simulation, but my question more focuses on, it's great that we're doing all this simulation, but do those skills that they learn in simulation, do they really transfer to when they perform those same tasks at the bedside? So that's really where they impact patient care. So my dissertation is really focusing on the transference of those skills to the patient that are learned in simulation. When I graduate, I hope to continue exploring the use of simulation, especially in the oncology population with new nurses, because I think they're the ones that really need it the most. I want to thank Dr. Cynthia Skolko because she was the one who really connected me with NEF, and my scholarship, the M. Elizabeth Carnegie Scholarship, came at a really opportune time since my other scholarship money had ended. And I really didn't have a plan or what I was going to do for the next semester. And then I got that email from Geraldine that said, hey, you got more money. I was like, okay, good. I guess I'll be going on to school again. So, so it was really great. I'm really grateful to the NEF for providing me this opportunity. And I'm definitely going to pay it forward moving forward, because this is really a great, great, great opportunity. Thank you so much.
Well, from one oncology nurse to another, wishing you the best. The next scholar is Brooke Rakes.
Hello, everyone. My name is Brooke Rakes. I'm the recipient of the combined Barbara L. Tate and Evelyn J. Barclay scholarships. I'm a PhD candidate in the University of San Diego Hahn School of Nursing and Health Sciences, BSN to PhD program. My specialty focus for my master's was executive nurse leader, and I got my BSN from Point Loma Nazarene University in 2013. I have worked as a nurse in the neonatal intensive care unit for the last 7 years, and I specialize in the care of newborns requiring advanced neurological assessment and treatment. So my dissertation focus is on infants with suspected hypoxic ischemic encephalopathy, or HIE, the type of neurological dysfunction resulting in devastating long-term neurological morbidity and or mortality. So through my research, I hope to improve infant outcomes by generating new knowledge related to HIE identification, treatment initiation, and management. And the NAF scholarship has greatly reduced the financial burden placed on me and my family as I have pursued my PhD. So I'm forever grateful. Thank you so much for your support and your generosity.
Thank you, Brooke. Good luck in all your work. The next scholar is Nicole Ramirez.
Hi, everybody. My name is Nicole. Sorry about the noise. I apologize. I am actually at clinicals at NYU Langone, which is funny because I attended NYU as an undergrad where I obtained my BSN. So I am attending currently Columbia University at the nurse anesthesia program with the class of 2021. And really this scholarship means so much, especially with this year that has had so much going on with the COVID pandemic and everything in New York City has been really, really amazing to experience. It's an honor to be back in the hospital treating patients. And it's also so nice to know that there's a community of supportive nurses, and it really is such a help and honor to be one of the NEF scholars of this year. I really appreciate the board and the pin, which I wish I can pin myself right now, but I wanted to just be here in person and really thank you all from the bottom of my heart. This means a lot to me, so thank you.
Thank you and congratulations. The next scholar is Kamitha Redmond.
Hi, everyone. My name is Kamitha Redmond, and I'm honored to be the recipient of the Estelle Osborne Memorial Scholarship. I'm a master's student pursuing family nurse practice at Frontier Nursing University. I reside in San Jose, California. I work as an acute rehabilitation nurse, specifically in brain injury at the VA hospital at one of the 5 polytrauma rehabilitation centers in the country. I am honored that I get to serve the most injured, active duty, as well as veteran service members as my day-to-day, and it's absolutely amazing and very rewarding. I am particularly just very thankful for this scholarship. When Miss Geraldine informed me that I was the recipient of what I thought was a long shot of an opportunity, it absolutely just broke me down, because this year has been very hard for many of us, whether you're working on the front lines, administrative, or as faculty. In all capacities, nursing has been very difficult. And as someone who's very passionate about nursing, I like to say I'm nursing's biggest fan. This year was starting to make me really second guess, like, am I really able to do this? Am I strong enough? Am I smart enough? Am I good enough? I started really questioning myself, regardless of, even though my grades were fine and I was doing well academically, I really started to question that. And Ms. Geraldine, your email just came so on time. I cannot thank you enough, because regardless of the amount, it gave me my confidence back. And it made me feel like, you know what, I am doing this for a bigger reason. So I like to say I'm nursing biggest fan, because I am actually a fairly new nurse. I've been a nurse for 3 years, but I definitely jumped in like feet first. I have a previous career in social science research. I was a project manager for the Department of Labor for many years, focused on disability research, as well as other research for marginalized populations. But I always was just so in awe of nursing. And it was during two things. It was one, a mission trip, my first mission trip to Tanzania before I was even a nurse, that really gave me the push that I needed to say, why are you delaying the inevitable? Basically, you obviously love nursing. You obviously are passionate about it. It's time to take that leap. So I've now been to Tanzania 4 times, and I am the leader of that same medical missions team that was so welcomed me with open arms as someone who was not a nurse at the time, but at least had my project management background and was able to assist administratively. That now it's like full circle. Now that in my trips, I'm able to lead the team of physicians, nurses, nurse practitioners, administration, dentists. Could not go this year, unfortunately. I can relate to you, Joanne. COVID canceled my trips as well, but I look forward to us both being able to go back to complete our work. So just so everyone, let me wrap up, because I can definitely talk. Estelle Osborne was a nurse trailblazer she truly devoted her life to eliminating racial disparity within the nursing profession. So to even be associated with her name really is amazing. So I humbly am committed to following in her footsteps. And I'm excited to be able to have the opportunity to mentor students of color, so I can give them the resources and the encouragement that many of us need when the world is telling us that we're not smart enough or good enough. Thank you.
What a beautiful story. Thank you for sharing it with us. Your passion for nursing is infectious. I felt it. Our next scholar just had her first baby on November 4th, and yet she's here with us tonight. Let me introduce Vanessa Shields Haas.
Hello, this is Vanessa Shields Haas, and I am from Maine, and I go to Frontier Nursing University, where I'm in the Family Nurse Practitioner program. and I received the Isabel McIsaac Memorial Scholarship, and I am so thrilled. And receiving the scholarship has helped me decide that I'm going to be pursuing my DNP, and moving forward with that is really exciting for me and my family. And my career goals are to work in primary care and ensure that comprehensive, medically accurate sexual and reproductive health is part of my primary care practice, including abortion care as primary care, and also doing gender affirming care for the LGBTQ community as part of primary care. And I did just have my first baby, and I'm multitasking right now with my first baby. So it's all new and wonderful. And I'm here with my mom and my wife, Laura, and we're just really excited to be a part of this. So thanks so much.
Thank you very, very much. And our next scholar is Kodiak Soled.
Hi, thank you, Nancy. I'm Kodiak Soled, a PhD student in the program for the study of LGBTQ health at Columbia University School of Nursing. My research funded by both the National Institute of Nursing Research and the Association of Women's Health Obstetric and Neonatal Nurses, also known as A1, explores multidimensional social support among LGBTQ childbearing parents in the US across the perinatal period. So this is a longitudinal online community-based study called Queer and Trans Preg, Perinatal Resilience and Experiences of Gestation. And strives to be the first study to represent the breadth of childbearing individuals, specifically those in the LGBTQ community, which is virtually absent in the current literature. My hope is also that this work will lay the foundation for a future independent program of research focused on reducing perinatal health disparities among this underrepresented and vulnerable population of childbearing parents. You can feel free to learn more about the study if you're interested at thepregstudy.com. Although I'm extremely fortunate that both my training and research related costs are supported by other mechanisms, I'm truly grateful for the Nurses Educational Fund, as well as Columbia University Presbyterian Hospital School of Nursing Alumni Association, who support this individual scholarship, as well as the visionary Margaret Adam Much, who believed in investing in understanding educational trends and the needs of nursing to advance the profession. The scholarship will allow me to focus on my research for the remainder of the program, particularly to have more bandwidth for certain research activities such as community and policy-specific dissemination of findings that often get overlooked and don't have time allocations nor financial resources for due to other competing priorities within academia. I also hope my work can fulfill Margaret's vision by really advancing clinical and scientific knowledge, as well as spur policy changes that advance health equity and really health justice among this marginalized group of childbearing parents. Thank you so much.
How exciting. Good luck with your work. Next, we have Nathan Stephanovski.
Hi, my name's Nathan Stephanovski. I am the proud recipient of the Jane Eleanor Knox Memorial Scholarship, and I'm incredibly appreciative of that, especially in the year of COVID and helping finance school and help finance my DNP project. So I currently go to the University of Michigan, where I am pursuing the FNP DNP program, and if everything goes well, I'll be graduating this coming May. I'm also doing a concentration in occupational health. And my background is I've been an emergency nurse for 4 years. And this year I actually took a little hiatus from that. And I've been doing work for the local health department, doing case and contact investigations for coronavirus. And that's been an ever revolving door, very interesting, especially as we learn more about COVID. And the cases kind of fluctuate, so we kind of have to adapt to that. My doctoral research focuses around farmers and noise exposure, and our goal is to sort of reduce noise exposure through a process rather than the traditional educational approaches, but more looking at utilization of motivational interviewing to focus on behavior change and work where people are at rather than just providing them knowledge and hopefully they follow suit with that. What I see myself doing in the future is I hope that in a primary care setting, especially working in rural communities, that's sort of my goal, especially when you look at working in the emergency department. There's a lot of focus on, secondary and tertiary care, but not a lot of primary prevention. I think that's really where we need to focus and help these communities, especially as nurse practitioners, where we know in rural communities there's not many healthcare providers, let alone nurse practitioners and whatnot. Additionally, it's kind of interesting because my fiance is from the Netherlands, so I may transition over to the other side of the pond here, and they do have nurse practitioners over there, so I'm still trying to figure out what that would look like if I were to transition over there. So thank you very much for the scholarship, and you guys are all incredible. I'm a little over here like, oh my goodness, you guys are all so accomplished, but thank you.
Thank you, Nathan. Your work is very interesting to me too. Good luck with it. Next we have Tiffany Vang.
Hi, my name is Tiffany Vang. I just graduated last week from the Master of Science in Nursing Family Nurse Practitioner program at Frontier Nursing University. I am currently in the process of applying for jobs, mostly in rural underserved areas in northern Minnesota. My goal is to provide quality primary care services to individuals, families, and populations who have barriers to accessing care and therefore are at risk of suffering worse health outcomes than the general population. My dream job would be working at a federally qualified health center, providing care across the lifespan and helping patients get connected with the resources they need to reach their health potential. This scholarship has been extremely helpful in funding my education and dream to serve disadvantaged populations. In order to complete clinicals in the community I hope to serve, I had to resign from my nursing position and temporarily relocate over 3 hours away. This experience gave me an invaluable opportunity to get to know the northern Minnesota community better, including its unique health needs and available community resources. However, it was a huge financial risk that I hope will pay off in the end. But luckily, I was able to connect with several nurse practitioners in the area who have agreed to serve as mentors for me as I transition into practice. I'm forever grateful for the scholarship I received from Nurses Educational Funds. It helped to cover my living expenses during my clinical time and helped me to avoid having to take out additional student loans. I'm honored to join this prestigious group of scholars, and I'm excited to become one of the newest members of the nurse practitioner community. So thank you.
Thank you. We'll be very happy to have you in the nurse practitioner community. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
And then we have Jessica Zemlack.
Hi, good evening. My name is Jessica Zemlack. I'm a third-year PhD candidate at the Johns Hopkins School of Nursing. I am the very grateful recipient of the Cynthia Davis Skolko Scholarship. So thank you so much for allowing me to be here. And I'm, the Z last name always puts me dead last usually. And I think the benefit here is that I got to hear these inspiring stories, and it reminded me, I feel so warm and reminded of why I chose this profession and how broad and diverse it is. My own career has taken a meandering, interesting path, and it's gotten me to where I am now. And hearing all of these different journeys is really inspiring to me. I got my BSN almost 20 years ago from University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee. I worked as a pediatric nurse. I wanted to do more work across the lifespan, so I went ahead and got my FNP. And I realized I wasn't serving my population as well as I would have liked in terms of mental health. So I went on and got a postmaster's certificate as a psych mental health nurse practitioner. And I lived in that clinical space for about 15 years, practicing in those ways, focusing really on marginalized populations and really focusing on the health and well-being of women. But I figured I wanted to help my populations of interest in a broader way, and that led me to my PhD. So currently in my PhD, my research is focused on understanding how female sex workers here in the United States make decisions about their reproductive health. And this is a really understudied area. There's some research around infectious disease, but not really this holistic perspective of caring for women. And I think it allows me to leverage my clinical experience of providing that kind of holistic care. So that's what I'm hoping to convey in my research. And ultimately, when I finish my doctoral program, my goal is to work in academia, focusing on more of the practice education track with the idea of fusing this research that we're all doing as wonderful nursing scholars with clinical practice so we can keep advancing our field and keep inspiring people who are coming after us. So I'm so grateful for this opportunity. This scholarship has allowed me, I think someone talked about how they felt when they got the email from Geraldine, and I felt the same way. I felt like I could just take a breath because this year has been so stressful. And this just allowed me to have space to know that I could help support my participants and thank them for their time and support me with services around my dissertation. So I'm very grateful for this opportunity and to be in this space with all of you and to hear your stories. And I'm glad I got to be last so I could hear all of them first. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Jessica. I'd like to echo what Jessica said. This has been a very inspiring moment to listen to all this really interesting work that's being done out there. So maybe we could all give our scholars a virtual round of applause. Great. Now, it is my pleasure to ask you to join me in welcoming Dr. Jennifer Whitwall, who is a 2017 NEF Scholar and the current NEF Circle of Scholars Ambassador. It has been a real joy for me to work alongside Jennifer at NEF and on other different projects. Her enthusiasm and love for nursing scholarship inspire me. Welcome, Dr. Whitwall.
Thank you, Nancy. Hello, everybody. Good evening. So good evening to our NEF board members, members emeritus, deans and directors, and the 2020 NEF scholars. So I'm very grateful for this opportunity to extend my enthusiastic congratulations to the 2020-2021 Nurses Educational Funds Scholarship recipients. As I was preparing my remarks for tonight, I recalled the excitement I felt when I was notified that I had been awarded the American Journal of Nursing Scholarship in 2017. To this day, it is humbling to think about how many people and organizations invested in my doctoral education and the profession of nursing in order to advance healthcare and improve patient outcomes. It is important for me to continue to seek out ways to amplify the resources and opportunities I've been so fortunate to receive during my doctoral journey. And I'm sure that scholars, both past and present, share similar feelings as they reflect on their own journeys. To be an NEF scholar is an honor. We've heard this tonight. We are more than 1,300 scholars strong and a history of scholarship that spans more than 100 years. These scholarships are supported by influential nurse leaders, prestigious healthcare organizations, and those who strongly believe in supporting nursing education. The mission of NEF is straightforward and altruistic, and that is to promote leadership through scholarship support for professional nurses seeking master's and doctoral degrees in nursing education, practice, service, and research. So as NEF scholars, we have benefited from the generosity of those who believe in us and believe that supporting the advancement of the education of nurses will not only benefit that individual, but the health of the greater community as well. So this is certainly an exciting night for you, but also for us as we welcome you into the Circle of Scholars. So the Circle of Scholars, heard this a little bit earlier, it's the formal network of NEF scholars, which was created by our very own Nancy, who you just heard from. So she did a great job emceeing. Tonight, you have earned membership into the select group of scholars and scholar alumni. Please connect to the Circle of Scholars through social media and don't be shy. Having ongoing scholar engagement is essential to maintaining a vibrant Circle of Scholars community. Right now, there is a virtual room full of people who are committed to your education and invested in your future endeavors. We would love to hear about your successes. You can connect with the Circle of Scholars by following NEF through Facebook or LinkedIn. Additionally, please be sure to visit the NEF website at nef.org to keep up to date with the organization's latest activities and news on other NEF scholars. So in closing, I wish you all the best as you continue on your educational and professional journeys, and I look forward to interacting with you online as we continue to build our Circle of Scholars community. So thank you.
Thank you, Jennifer. And now we'll turn the program back to Joan Marin.
Thank you very much. Just one addition. When I introduced Harriet Feldman earlier, I mentioned that she was a board member emeritus of NEF, but failed to mention that she's also Dean of the College of Health Professions and the Lienhard School of Nursing at Pace University. So she is one of our Dean's representatives here this evening as well. So thank you, Harriet. So I again just want to congratulate our 2020 NEF scholars. You are, I mean, sitting here listening to your stories and to your active engagement in your profession and your educational journeys. It's just really awesome and very, very impressive. I certainly feel like our patients, our communities, and our profession are in good hands going forward. So I want to thank all of you again, congratulate all of you, thank everyone for participating, and give you another hand for all your good work and accomplishments, and say good night and good luck. And thank you again for participating.